Hello everyone. In today's video I'm finally gonna record another full cycle in the Whirlpool, which I haven't done in a long time. So I've got a load of towels. I put the original knob back on too. I finally, after a couple of bumps, decided that I don't like the black dial on there anymore. Nice to have it original again. Excuse me. I already added it in there. I've got some original Tide. Haven't recorded this yet. When we were in America, before we moved here, this is the detergent we always got. And for the fabric softener, we got white vinegar again. I don't put white vinegar in here that often just because when I finally run out, I never make the effort to go back to the store and get some. And being that this dispenser is so big, I don't fill it all the way up. I have a measuring cup. I can't remember what this was for. I think this is just separate. But yeah, white vinegar. There we go. Everything is already submerged by the dual action agitator. And you can see here that the original Tide is very sudsy, and that's nice. You can really hear this machine working hard. And my tripod wants to go kind of moves, but yeah, I know that. So yeah, I have a couple of things I'd like to mention. Number one is that it is getting really cold. It was freezing in here this morning. I have a heater here because it's that cold. And I know this is being that this is part of the house, it has like walls that have been insulated, but I mean the garage door is there, and you know we've got a door here. And it can get pretty cold in here. Can I put the tripod away? I'm going to hold the camera again. Over here, we use Celsius to measure the temperature. So, some of you guys in America won't understand this, but I believe the temperature gets it can get pretty close to freezing sometimes outside. I don't recall if it went below freezing at any point, but yeah, it gets close to that. That'll be about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And the Maytag here has not been through winter yet. And so I'm starting to notice it actually doesn't really like the cold that much. It doesn't get cold enough in here that I have to winterize the machines. But, I mean, it does get pretty cold in here. And today, I was actually doing laundry. I was out of time, I was out of town for a while. I think both of these were unused for about 3 days, I think. Maybe about 3 days, I don't know. But yeah, I did a load of laundry in the Maytag. When it started, I noticed it was going considerably slower than usual. It kind of struggled to start. And I believe it's because of the belts. It doesn't really like when the belts are cold, I assume that they just don't grip as well as they should. But yeah, it doesn't really like it that much, so I don't know what I'm going to do about it. It only just happened today. I don't know if it's going to get worse as it gets colder. Because as of now, I believe it is only May. Yeah, it's May. Because the Whirlpool is a direct drive, of course it handles it just fine. In fact, it still doesn't even disable or not disable. The neutral drain kit didn't even disengage. So the kit's in pretty good shape. Handle it perfectly fine. But yeah, pretty cold. You can really hear those gears going. Come down here. Actually, you know what? You might not be able to hear it as well from down here. That's the thing. I wonder if you can see the cabinet moving. I don't know if it moves or not. But yeah. From over here, you can see the tub wiggling. Me toss a bit of water down the bleach dispenser. Haven't done this in a while. It's actually quite dusty, so I better do that. Unlike the Maytag's one, this one does it quite slowly. And if you're actually trying to use that, it might be a little annoying, but not to me. Look at how filthy the water is. This load really well. I believe this is 4 towels and a smaller Well, another towel that's been cut in half for my work station. That's the towel that usually cleans up, or maybe I rest parts on that towel. Sometimes I'll, if I make a mess, I'll clean it up with that towel. So that towel's in here too. Let's see if I can find it. I think that's it right there, in the black. Yeah, it wasn't just went down. Alright, let's check on time. Got about 4 minutes to go. That's if the pointer decided it didn't want to move, because unfortunately, I don't know, it's really messed up. This originally had the pointer, not the straight line, and I went to go change it because this is not the original panel. I have the original one in my room, and the original one had this pointer on it. However, the replacement for it had a pointer. Yeah. And I wanted to keep this as close to the original as I could, so I took it off and put this in, but somehow in the process of doing that, I don't know, maybe because I cracked the plastic part, I think maybe that's cracked. I know the old one is cracked, that one's cracked very badly, but maybe I did it to this one too. Oh, see? Did you see that? See? So we have to be very careful when you advance it. You don't move that, because it's just so unsecure. And I'm sure they didn't intend for it to be like that, so I'm pretty confident I broke something on that. But you know, that's too bad. Whenever it finishes the cycle, I always make sure to put it back on the 0 or the O. Probably either, yeah, stands for like 0 minutes or like O for off. Really wacky, because usually all your wording is in this ring here. I mean, this New Zealand style, I suppose, if that's what I'm trying to say, all the words are branched out from the ring, except for this, because they didn't have enough room to put it on. But yeah, neutral drain. You can hear that going. Maybe you can see it too. Maytag is so powerful when it drains. It just shoots up to the point that you can see it where the light is shining. But yeah, Whirlpool isn't that powerful. Maybe it's because the outlet or output hose part. Yeah, that. Maybe it's because that's shorter. Because it has a pretty fat hose, but it gets shortened at the end with that straight bit. Maybe that's the cause for it to drain slower. But I mean, Maytag has an almighty drain hose, so it drains so incredibly quickly. Looks like we've got this evenly distributed, hopefully. First time I ever did towels in here. On the second, yeah, on the final spin, it went out of balance. Hopefully you can get it right this time. Yeah, looks like it's got it. Yep, it's got it. That over too. Is that the cabinet I'm carrying, or is that the pump? Ah, I think it's the pump. Thought I heard a rattling sound. Now, here's the good thing about the warm rinse is that the ATC does not kick in at this stage. Oh, and you can see the white vinegar dispensing. That was cool. I don't know, I don't recall if I've shown this. I'm gonna be. Alright, that's as far as I'm taking you. Oh wait, no, I can go a little further. Yeah, it's got a nice waterfall effect here. You can see little drips behind it. But yeah, it just fans it out nice and wide. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it is taking everything down, and it's very sudsy. Wow, it's very sudsy. We'll let the spray rinse take care of all that. Yeah, very sudsy. I'm gonna add the water. There we go, that's better. Yeah, nice layer of suds. And I know the Tide Pods, they have water softening agents in them, so I suspect maybe the Tide does too, the original Tide. But yeah, water does feel nice, and you see we've got this very milky, but that's the only way I can describe it, it's like milky layer of suds. I mean, I have the advantage of high water pressure over here. At least I had the full advantage of that when I had the old one working, but yeah, it's still powerful nonetheless. But yeah, disadvantage, it's not soft water, it's actually hard water. And that's not fun, because you don't get this nice layer of suds. It's more of a, when I do get suds, it's more like a thick, bubbly layer instead of this. Have a lot more bubbles. But yeah. It's too bad about that. At least At least my detergents have pretty good water softening agents in them. Because I'm pretty sure, was that what the phosphates was for? Yeah, softened water, sodium polyphosphate. So, yeah. I'm not looking for detergents anymore. These are pretty much what I'm sticking with. Congratulations, Ultramax, Tide Pods, maybe original Tide. We kind of like. We've kind of decided we like these more. We like those. They are Tide Pods, which, but yeah. They have a very good scent to them. I believe it was Spring Vita or something like that. I don't know, but it does smell. It was nice to smell the original again, because that's like the scent that I grew up with. But I mean, these do smell pretty good. But yeah, those are the two that we use now. Plus, the Ultramax is like $12. It's very cheap. I get it from the warehouse. If you guys don't know, some of the detergents here, like like the big ones, they're about 22, hang on, bit of hair. They're around $22 or more dollars to buy. And I mean the Ultramax, I don't know, how many loads could this do? Okay, so 60 washes. That's really good. It's a pretty big scoop too. Has a pretty good recommendation. This is like the common scoop. On full loads, it recommends a scoop and a half, but I don't do that just so I can save it more. Plus, I mean, it can handle it pretty well. As for the white vinegar, because this is not actually meant for to be fabric softener, it doesn't have a amount of uses, but I feel, so this is 2 liters. 2 liters of white vinegar, and hang on, let's have a look at this. Okay, it's a little on the shaky side, but doing pretty good. Advantages of the balance ring, just making this nice and balanced. The clutch is only 3 pad, and it does very well. I tried putting in a 6 pad clutch in here, but something happened. It didn't like it, I don't think. I think the 6 pad clutch is best for like the super capacity Whirlpool, but I mean this is only, it says it's extra large capacity washer, commercial quality, but this is only the 24-inch one, which means that it's actually the smallest of its kind. This is the first one I've seen too, so I didn't figure that out until later. I was kind of disappointed, but I mean, it still holds a fair amount. Some of the people on TradeMe are claiming that this washer here is about 6 kg, and 8 kg is kind of the norm over here, or at least for families of 4, which is what I am a part of. But yeah, it's 6 kg. It's funny because some people were claiming that the Maytag was 10 kg, and I find that hard to believe. It's big, but I don't think it's that big. You can wash a queen size. Was that a queen size comforter? I think it was. I'm pretty sure that was a queen size comforter could wash. I'll have to show that one day, because I haven't done any blanket washes in the Maytag yet. I'll make sure to do something different, although I actually did, because I gave that short video. But yeah, I'll make sure to do like a different full cycle on there sometime. And yeah, so the Maytag can do about 7 full-size towels. Whirlpool can do about 5, although I could do more, but that would be considered like a overload, at least to me, because I hate the sound of the Whirlpool struggling, because I can tell when it struggles, because you can hear those gears just like smacking back and forth, and it kind of gets me paranoid that I'm gonna break the motor coupler again. So I've limited myself to 5 with this machine, which is pretty much what this is. But yeah, pretty, I mean, it's bigger than it's an average machine. It's bigger than some of the Simpsons that I've had in the past. Like you'll probably, I don't know, you might remember the Kelvinator K605. That was a 5.5, no, excuse me, that was 6.5, but I reckon this machine is bigger than that. Because that one had a small tub. Although it did have a pretty small agitator too, so I don't know. But yeah. Very first washer I repaired, bigger than that. So yeah, it's pretty good with capacity, despite it being pretty small. So anyways, back to what I was doing before. I really went off topic. We've got white vinegar here. 2 liters. So I filled this cup up to about 75? Or was it 100? Between 75 and 100 milliliters. So if there's 2 liters in there, I'm using 75 milliliters. That will mean... I'm not going to do the math. I'll do it later. Figure out how much I can use for that. Depending on how you look at it... Hang on. See, we're halfway, a little more than halfway. Depending on how you look at it, so there are 2 ways you can look at this. The first way is that the Whirlpool has an advantage, that it has a 640 RPM spin speed to the Maytag 620, or is it 618, if that's like more precise, I think. But it does it for about 6, maybe 8 minutes. I don't know. Whereas the Maytag has a 620 RPM spin speed, and it only does it for an estimated amount of 4 minutes. Estimated time of 4 minutes. That's what I believe it is. So this has an advantage that it can get more water out. Or you could look at it this way. The Maytag has an advantage that the spin is shorter than the Whirlpool, and as a result, it will be finished sooner than the Whirlpool will. And to be honest, that's kind of how I look at it. I think, like, spin-wise, the Maytag kind of has an advantage. At the end of the day, I don't really mind how dry my clothes are. I know I had, with the K605, at the end of the load I had dry spots on my clothes, so that was nice, but I mean, I really don't care how much my clothes get dried. But yeah, time-wise, it's nice to have a machine that can be done with like a full-on load in just 30 minutes. A little under 30 minutes. Like, max. So that's nice. There it is. Full load of towels in the 1996 Whirlpool Direct Drive. Been a while since I've shown this, so yeah, have a look at that. So real quickly before I end this video, I do want to mention, some of you might remember that I recently changed the profile picture for my channel. And that was because my original profile picture was starting to get very badly outdated. Because that was about 4 years ago now. I took a trip up to the Panasonic factory in Auckland. Because I got an invitation there from Harvey Norman. And I got a photo taken of me by some of their front loaders. And that was my profile picture for a while, but that was years ago. So I ended up changing it, but I've decided that I actually don't like the profile picture that I have now, so with some assistance, I'm going to be changing that soon. So I can get something that's a bit more permanent for my channel, because I've got like, I think as of today, I might have like 255 subscribers, and I want to come up with something a bit more permanent before it's too late. Because I know some people might not like how I change my profile picture so often, but yeah, I really need to change that. And I'll also work out something better for the banner too, because right now that's just birds. I'll probably merge some pictures or something. I'll create something fun there. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on that soon. I don't know how soon, but like, you should expect that to be changed at some point. So yeah, that concludes this video, and you can see this still dripping because it's leaking for some reason. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the load, and there'll be plenty more videos of this machine and the other one in the future. And I will see you, as always, in the next video. Bye bye.